He was a doctor helping young girls along. If they wasn't so far gone to have problems. But the defenders of the dollar eagle said which doing man and eagle. Now we're in the bottom. Hey, welcome to the Reality Check with Charles Butler. You know, I was flicking through some topics today. We're going to talk about Joy Reid, one of my favorite people, and what she had to say about Nikki Minjai and her tweet and her being in where I've been numerous times. Twitter checkout or timeout or whatever the hell they call it. I really don't care. So it doesn't make a lot of difference. But we're going to have a little chat today about Richard Pyror and his humor. And we're going to focus on, a lot of the disinformation that's out there. And it tickles me because it's always, when you listen to Black people and their take on these issues, whether it's Joy Reid, whether it's some of the Black folks over at the urban, whatever it is on XM, you got Joe Madison over there and Carol and some other people. It's whack, totally whack. Okay. So now let's check this out. So we have want to put Pryor on, Richard Pryor, and the reason I want to play a little Pryor is because this guy was just so true, and people, tend to tell me that, I tell the truth. I bring it, I bring it. Richard Pryor and his, let's see, we're going to do Richard Pryor YouTube. And, there's always some great stuff about Richard. If I want to have some laughs, I don't even go to my albums anymore because, they're all on YouTube. Everything's on YouTube. You go, Richard Pryor, YouTube, and boom, all of Richard's stuff. I used to go and see Richard perform in Ann Arbor, believe it or not. And he performed on campus. And man, you talking about laughing. He come to San Diego. And this guy, he was hilarious. And an example, we're talking about criminal justice reform and how we need to let criminals out of jail and how criminals have been misrepresented and they need a break. And, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to play this, this clip of Richard Pryor talking about doing a movie in Arizona. And we're talking about Arizona now. We're not talking about California where you got real hardcore. Anybody in prison is a hardcore criminal, right? But there are different levels of this barbarity and hostility. And Richard was in Arizona filming a movie with Gene Wilder. And if you saw the movie, you know what I'm talking about, how they got put in jail. And it was a hilarious movie. But this is Richard doing a skit at one of his shows about prisons. And this is how I look at criminal justice reform. So let's play it.
At least I don't have to look at them anymore. At least I don't have to look at them anymore. I went to penitentiary. Gene Wilder, I did a movie. Not me personally. I went to do a film in penitentiary. And I was up there 6 weeks, Arizona State Penitentiary. It was something. Oh, you're applauding for that? Arizona State Penitentiary, real popular. Oh man, it was strange because it's like 80% Black people. And what's strange about that is that there are no Black people in Arizona. I'm not lying. They bust motherfuckers in. And I was up there and I just looked at all the brothers and it made my heart ache. You know, it's all these beautiful black men in the joint. God damn, warriors should be out there helping the masses. And I felt that way. I was real naive, right? In 6 weeks I was up there. I talked to the brothers, you know, and I talked to them. Thank God we got penitentiaries. I asked them, I said, why did you kill everybody in the house? Because they was home. I mean, murderers. Did you hear me? Real live murderers. I thought black people killed people by accident. No, these motherfuckers was murderers. I met one brother, his name was J-Bo. Motherfucker lift weights, he was in charge of it. J-Bo, muscles every motherfucker. Where's my man? Muscle. He was doing a sentence, triple life. How in the fuck do you do triple life? I mean, if he die and come back, he got to go to penitentiary. Right? They say, fuck kindergarten, get your little ass back in the penitentiary, motherfucker. You know what you did last time you was here. Gene Wilder loved to jump in the middle of the killers and start talking. Hi guys, how you doing? I said, Gene, bring your ass on. What do you think they do to us if we were here, Rich? He say, fuck us. And Gene said, I'm not homosexual. Homosexual ain't got nothing to do with it. They don't fuck you because you like it. They just fuck you just to see that look on your face. I mean, one dude kidnapped, murdered 4 times. And I thought 3 times that was your ass, right? No. I said, what happened? I can't get this shit right. But I'm getting paroled in 2 years, Brother Rich. I'm gonna fire up, you know. I got some contacts outside, you know what I mean? Let's see, yeah, I know what you mean. See, I wanna know when this motherfucker getting out, who he gonna be with, and if I see him in my neighborhood, I'm just gonna shoot the motherfucker. Because I do not want to be kidnapped. Take no chance, no motherfucker calling up my wife talking about send some money. Because that's really my ass. So, well, don't fuck up the suit. That's what we're gonna bury him in. I'm gonna take my chances. Damn, I'm gonna be kidnapped, putting my hands behind my back. Because they always like to make you put your hands behind your back and shit, and then fuck with you a little while. Said, no, motherfucker, blow my face off with the shotgun while I got my hands on your nuts. So there'll be some evidence. Right? Well, the police come in, I open his hand. And this guy's gonna be easy to find. It's gonna show up at the hospital sooner or later. And they always put that shotgun on you, you ain't got to do shit. That's easy to say, but in real life, we all know a shotgun, your hand will automatically jump behind your back. Even if you don't want it to, your hand say, fuck you. So shotgun
news break, time out. I'm sorry, I had been on mute here, but I was just saying that Richard Pryor was so poignant. He was so on point about prison reform. We don't need prison reform. These, if anything, we need more people in prison for longer periods of times and a lot sooner. These particular people, like Richard was saying, he thought 3 strikes and you're out. That was your ass. This guy got 4 strikes. Why? Because of liberal white judges letting him run where? In the black community. Black people are subjected to these criminals all the time. You need to start putting some lead in these criminals' ass. That includes these young men who are driving down the street shooting people. Fire needs to be returned. And black people agree with that. It's the white people. Well, we really can't do that because it would be against the law. It's against the law. It's against the law to lynch people, but it was done. Nobody ever went to jail for lynching anybody that I can read about or know about. And I've done a lot of research, and I just don't remember anybody going to jail for lynching a Negro or pulling his toes off as they burn him at the stake or trading Negro body parts, which they do steal from a Wall Street Journal ad that I read. Amazing. Now, this Biden guy, take a time out here. I was getting ready to do a segue when I looked down and saw that my mic had been muted from when I was doing Richard Pryor because I was laughing so hard. But this Biden guy is just sitting here lying. It's time working people got tax. We ain't getting no damn tax breaks, Biden. Everything's gone up 15%. You lying moron. Everything's gone up 15%. Gas has gone up $1.50 a gallon. How's that a damn tax break? There is no tax break because, see, when items go up, when goods cost more, then you get higher taxes. So let me just do a simple scenario for you. Okay, so you were paying, the one I want to use is $55 for 5 steaks at Costco. That same package of steaks now is going for $80. Okay, so when you were paying, if you were in Chicago, you were paying roughly 11 cents a dollar on 12 cent, just round it up to 12 cent on every dollar in taxes, right? So that's about, say, $7, right? Okay, so 55 and 55. Okay, yeah, let's say it's $7 or $6. Okay, just round it $6. So you pay what, $61? Okay, so now you're paying 12 cents on this 80, and you're going, oh my God! So now you're paying almost $10 in taxes. That's a $4 difference. Where is that $4 going to? It's going to the state and it's going to the city. That tax money. You're paying $4 a cent more. You're paying $4 more on just that one purchase for $80. Now, if you round that up to $100, now you're paying for something that used to cost, you were paying $5 a tax or $6 tax. Now you're paying $12 to the government. We're asking the wealthy to pay their fair share. That's bullshit. Get over it, people. There are not enough wealthy people in America to carry the tax burden. How do you think we can? Why is he not complaining about leaving $82 billion worth of military gear behind? How come? I cannot believe that he shows his face on TV. He shows his face on television to talk about paying more taxes, and he gives the Taliban $82 million. 82, not counting all the damn infrastructure, the roads, the schools, the computers, the military equipment. We ain't including all that in that 82 billion. But they cannot build new schools in Chicago. They cannot provide computers for students in Chicago. Now, we're not talking about just Chicago, LA, Detroit, DC, Atlanta, and the rest of the country. With $82 billion, what can we do? Trump said, we're going to take care of Americans first. These Democrats, they take a perfect example for you people who are sitting on the fence and talk about your your independence. Because if there's anything that I hate, is for somebody to say, I'm a damn independent. Because that means, Jack, that you are not committed to anything, one. And that means that you're probably a coward to admit that you are conservative, too. Just saying. Now, if I hit a note, if I hit a spot, yeah, I intended to do that. Tom, you just wrote something that I have to even click on show. Okay, here we go. So actually, we get a thumbs up. First thumbs up. Thank you very much. Did I get a thumbs up on that? Good. Somebody give me a thumbs up. Hey, don't forget, you guys, to go and subscribe. Hit the button for notification. And we'll say good afternoon, all. Good afternoon, Tom. How are you? Say we don't need, and they're not legal, income tax. Income tax, yeah, we can talk about the legality of it, but that was instituted again by a progressive. I need to make a note of this so I can. Progressive in income tax was Woodrow Wilson. Woodrow Wilson created income tax, the IRS, to collect money from the people. And it was FDR that said, your Social Security number will never be used for anything more than Social Security. Another lie. Okay? I mean, these people, Democrats lie to us all the damn time. What did they killed George Bush when he said no new taxes, right? Killed him. This moron, Biden, is on TV right now, 224, asking the wealthy to pay their, I don't care how, we could triple the number of wealthy people. And let me say this, $400,000 a year is not wealthy. Not wealthy at all. It may be for a guy working the plant, but it's not wealthy for some attorneys. I know attorneys that are making 450. Look at him. He's not taking any questions. He turns around and he walks. I can't take any questions. I have to turn around and walk away. And he turns around and he walks. He just turned around and walked off. He didn't take any questions. We're going to pay for you better not pass this tax bill. This tax bill includes 8 million illegals being made legal. Folks, do we need to have a real insurrection? I think we might. January 6th was not an insurrection. The FBI director clearly said it's not an insurrection. January 6th we consider a domestic terrorist act. What did the papers come out and say? The insurrection on January 6th was called a domestic terrorist act by the head of the FBI. So they define, the media, what an insurrection is. And the sad part about this is people are so dumb, they buy in on it. That's why I'm whispering, because they buy in on it. Hey, you folks, welcome. Broadcast. And I fail to mention that from time to time. We're going to move this show to Zoom here shortly. But we're broadcasting live at the Reality Check with Charles Butler. So I'm going to go back to the chat room real quick. And I'm not going to expand it, so I'm going to pull on my glasses. Brenda, let's see. Tom says, we don't need income tax. Well, we may need. I'll say Brenda says, good afternoon. I have to go to the beginning to hear all of Rich. Yeah, that was tough. Rich was jamming. We're talking about, and he was talking about criminal justice reform. Biden, let me go back to this tax thing. 1% get away with paying almost nothing. That's not true. The top 1%, that's not true. The top 1% pays more than their fair share in terms of if they have businesses, a good soul, in terms of putting people to work. This message is being held. Let's see. Biden is that's why they put you on whether I had to clear this is such an ass. Tom, you can't say those things. I'm going to have to report you to the headmaster, for, using such words as such crass language. I'm sure your vocabulary is a lot more sophisticated than that. So anyway, um, I say we need to bring Richard Pryor back. We need more Richard Pryor humor. Um, and we need his voice more than ever. Um, you know, if Richard had been here, I think during the period and had the ability to rage against it, he probably would have raged against the George Floyd being killed. Although I do think that he was around when when Rodney King was beat. I don't remember him. He was sick then, so he really didn't do too much. But the, the I remember his special, and he was just such an over the top kind of guy. Um, Martin Luther King and Malcolm X enraged people. People forget that. He said Richard was basically giving the same message, but he was also doing it with humor. Like his live in concert, he's talking about chokeholds and police brutality, and people are laughing, but he still is delivering the same painful truth where race is in America and how blacks get their behinds kicked by police. Now, I think that not all of they say this. I'm going to read a little bit of this article that I ran across. So not all of Richard Pryor's comedy was topical. The Ultimate Richard Pryor Collection, which features some of his zanier material, didn't necessarily make the final cut. Case in point, they cut out this exclusive deleted scene from 1977 Richard Pryor show, which only lasted 4 episodes. It's true. Before they removed him, where the comedian wakes up in bed and shares a sweet pillow talk with the camel. Oh God, I wonder what that was about. Um, his co-star Gene Wilder shot a similar scene in Woody Allen's comedy, Everything You Wanted to Know About Sex, right? And his widow acknowledged uh, some type of homage with Wilder and Lucas. They got it. They didn't get the license from Lucas, but he never fought Richard because he loved it so much, and he loved the comedy. Um, so Lucas didn't make a stint about um, Richard stealing that material. It's funny. Um, interesting. So, man, I tell you, uh, Pryor was he was a gas. He was a gas. He was a gas. Biden made this claim today. Get back to Joe Biden. And I hate to get off Richard, but I miss Richard. I miss Richard so much. I think we all do. And people tell me that I should get out there and do stand up because I am funny. I don't know about that, but I was just talking to a guy the other day. He was like, "Man, you got me cracking up." Well, I should have wrote some of that stuff down because I don't remember what I had him cracking up about. Okay. But let's go back out here to the bulletin board. Tom, what are you doing? Let's see. If the headmaster is a mistress in leather, please report me and send me to her office post haste. Sick, 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 sick. Okay. Oh man. Oh man. You got to appreciate these things because they don't come often. So, uh, thank you, Richard. Thanks for that levity. Thanks for backing me up on prison reform. And but Richard was very clear. We need prisons. Thank God for prisons. And I always love that intro. He goes, "Thank God for prisons," and I know exactly what he's talking about because I say the same thing. And having confronted criminals on the street who actually tried to take my not my money, but this guy, yeah, he wanted to take my money. He was like, dude, do you know who I am? Give me your money. I'm like, no, And in fact, I have this 911 call, and I'm gonna I'm gonna share this 911 call with you, so that you understand what I'm talking about when I talk about these black criminals on the street. There's this black dude, and I mean, he was dressed well. I thought the guy wanted something, right? Well, yeah, he wanted something. He wanted my money. So I'm putting out here. What am I going to say? What did I call that call? Did I call it CPD 911? Oh, let's see, 911. What did I call that call? Can't remember. But it was. I tell you one thing, man. This dude, he thought that I was going to roll over and give him my wallet or give him $1, and I told him no, not going to do it, dude. And it's just the principle with me. It's not that I didn't have it. I didn't have it to spare. Just what I wasn't giving it to him, and he wanted to take my money. So look, let's listen to how this call went. I'm walking down the street, beautiful summer afternoon in Chicago. I got on a suit, shirt and tie, and this guy walks up and he says, "Hey, man, can you help me out?" He's got muscles everywhere, big muscles, looks like a football player. I said, "Yeah, dude, what you need?" I thought he was just visiting the city. He said, "I need $1." I said, "Man, get the F out of here." He said, "That's how you gonna play me? You talking to me that way?" I'm like, "Yeah." So he started approaching me, right? So I'm backing up so that he can't, so I can respond if he tries to charge me. It's like in Taekwondo and martial arts, you're always told to, establish that distance so that you can, respond in an appropriate manner. Guy didn't catch you off guard. So I'm matching this guy. As he's approaching me, I'm matching him. I'm matching his steps. And he sees this, right? He's paying attention, like, oh, this guy must know something. He's a boxer, he's a fighter, he knows something about self-defense, right? He's right. So I pull out my phone and I said, "Look," I said, "Wait 1 minute, wait right there. I'm gonna make this call to the police, and then I'm gonna Zimmerman your black ass." That's what I say to the guy. And he's talking. "Oh, that's how you're not gonna give me. You think?" I said, "Dude, stay right there. I'm gonna when I get off this phone with the police, I'm gonna Zimmerman you." Zimmerman had just killed his boy down in Florida, down here in Florida, in Trayvon Martin. And so he knew exactly what I was talking about, right? So listen to this call.
August 23rd, 2013, 10 hours, 25 minutes, and 47 seconds.
Stay right there. Stay right there. Hey, send me, I'm Charles Butler. Send the police over to Wabash and Madison.
Wabash and Madison, what's wrong, sir?
Yeah, in a hurry. I got an altercation that we're looking at.
Hey, sir,
Charles Butler.
It's Charles Barkley.
Say again?
You say your name is Charles Barkley.
Charles Butler.
Wabash and Madison, what's going on, sir?
I told you it's an altercation. Send the police over.
Okay, I don't send the police just for altercation. I need you to explain to me what's going on, sir.
Is this chick
Well,
dumb?
you know what? That's why people die in Chicago because
Sir, again, do you need to? You got to explain to me why do you need the police?
Well, I was being counseled and I was being confronted by a guy, and you sitting here talking about, I'm talking about we're about to get an altercation, and you asking dumb questions.
That's not dumb. That's an officer.
It is totally dumb. Totally dumb. That's why people don't call y'all. That's why people don't call you.
I cussed this woman out. I cussed her out. I called all the kind of dumb MFs. Can you imagine? You're in the middle of a situation where you're about to engage a guy, big muscle bound, criminal ass guy who looks like a killer. And I'm gearing up because I know I got to deal with this guy and I got to take him out. And I got this fear and this adrenaline running in my body, like I'm going to engage this guy and I'm going to kill him because that's how he approached me. Like, I'm going to take your money. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to F you up. Well, guess what? We ain't going down without a fight. We ain't going down without a resistance. Just because I got on the suit don't mean I'm a punk. But see, that is what white people have done to black men. That's what Martin Luther King, with his punk ass, nonviolent crap, put on black people, especially black men. Well, we should be understanding, and we should be nonviolent, and we should turn the other cheek, my behind. I detest Martin Luther King for that. And yeah, he may have been a noble man, but he was out to get the trim. He's out to get with his womanizing self. He was just self-grandize. He had not an original thought, didn't think this thing through at all. The only people who had violence committed against them were black people being hung from trees, being blown up in their driveway. Medgar Evers, four little girls sitting in Sunday school in Birmingham getting bombed. And this Negro running around talking about nonviolence with his dumb ass. How dumb is that? Giving the Klan a free rein. When the Klan showed up, they should have been shot. They're a terrorist organization. Nobody wanted to declare. Who's the only person ever declared them a terrorist organization? Donald J. Trump wanted to declare that the Klan and Antifa terrorist organizations. The only one. How come Kennedy didn't do it? Because his brother was a Klansman, Teddy. Robert Byrd was the head of Ku Klux Klan. Big reputation in Ku Klux Klan. Sitting in the goddamn U.S. Senate in the 50s and 60s. A Klan member. Democrat. All them damn Democrats were damn Klan members. That's how stupid black people are. Stupid. Not even a little bit smart. Well, we went to vote for... We're voting for Democrats because of Franklin Delano Roosevelt, ardent racist. Roosevelt, racist. Kennedy, racist. All Democrats. Kennedy didn't, he didn't ever, vote to desegregate Washington, D.C. and talk about the segregation in Washington, D.C. when he got there, because he was part of the Boston racist mentality. Okay. Keep on track here. Keep on track. So this thing went down here where I got to confront this guy who was obviously out on probation. Guy was on paper, no question. Big muscle-bound dude. They sitting in jail, pumping iron every day. I'm struggling to get to the gym to try to keep in shape. Didn't do too good a job. Well, I did pretty good in those days. I was only about 205 in those days and still had a little pep to my step, a little, Today, I'm just shooting. Ain't doing none of that. Too old. So when it get to that point where we're going to engage, pow, pow. Actually, pow, pow, pow. 2 to the body, 1 to the dome. That's the way you should be taught. So this guy decides he's going to split. That's why I'm cussing this lady out, because now I don't have to confront this guy because he realizes I'm serious, that I am going to mess him up when I get off this phone. And he thought, you know what? And he seen from my posture, there's no fear. I wasn't scared. I was going to turn him out. Same thing happens. Go to D.C. Standing on the train, I visited my friend Art Fletcher. Standing on the train platform, waiting on the train to come to take me to Dulles. I got my bag. So, this guy figures, he's an easy mark. He's probably a homosexual. Because, most black men who walk around in suits and carry briefcases and, have an education, 70%, some people say 90% are bisexual. So this guy probably figures I am one of those bisexual people. Because I try to look a little intelligent when I'm out, in the field. So long story short, guy walks up to me, says, hey, man, give me $1. So I turn away from him. I turn 90 degrees. He walks in front of me. Give me $1. I turn another 90 degrees. He said, man, give me $1. I said, man, get the F out of my face. He said, what? That's how I said, you can talk to these white people all you want. I said, but dude, I'm not giving you, stop begging. You're a disgrace to the race. Oh, now he got an attitude. Oh, yeah, you're a disgrace to the race, dude. Why don't you just jump on them railroad tracks and get it over with? You're a disgrace to the race with your begging behind. Oh, he gonna call me all kind of names. So I pull out my wallet. This is my tactic to really get him going, right? Pull out my wallet, hold my wallet. Hey, dude, here's my wallet. Credit cards, couple of $100. Why don't you come take it from this faggot, as you call me? Come take it. So his friend come pulling on him. Said, man, let that Negro go. You just trying to rescue him from getting what he gonna get. Okay? See, that's the thing that I love about these guys. They think that people are scared. We are scared. We're not scared we're not scared. We weren't scared in the first place. Martin Luther King did black men a great disservice. And these are the things I talk about. I want to talk about in my book specifically. So let's see here. Where are we going? Headmaster, let's see. The backing off also looks good to any witnesses who are interviewed if you cap the perp. Yeah, well, it's what I do. I'm trying to retreat. I'm trying to exit. Now, if the guy won't let me exit, I'm going to tear that behind up. And in Florida, you'll have stand your ground. So I'm going to back up until it gets to that point, and his ass is mine. Because you can only back up so far. That's just the rules of fighting. Now, Tom says good. She had plenty of information from your initial statement to start a radio car wreck. She did with her dumb ass. And she still works for City of Chicago. I hate her dumb. I tried to get her fired. Howard Brookins, who's an alderman, oh, she only be. These people are just, they don't take anything serious. That's why nothing gets done in Chicago. That's why you can't stop the killing in Chicago, because of people like my friend Howard, who refuses to engage and really deal with these issues. Donald Trump and me, we believe in results. We believe in getting things done. Now, Brenda says, of course she did. She sounded unfit for the job. Yeah, she was totally unfit for the job, but she's still there with her dumb ass. Well, what's that altercation? We don't send the police to fights, you dumb. You know what I wanted to say. But indeed, she was totally unfit. I wanted to get her ass fired. She's totally inept. And here I am. And I mean, I'm not scared, but I'm in a situation where I got to handle. Okay. Okay, enough of that. Let's talk about my good friend, Joy Reid. Joy Reid. Joy Reid tickled me. She tried to cap on Nikki Minaj and said that Nikki was promoting that blacks not get vaccinated. And she was promoting, using her platform to basically tell black folks not to get vaccinated. And she was doing the work of the right wing. Listen to this.
And people like Nikki Minaj, I have to say this. You have a platform, sister, that is 22 million followers. Okay, I have 2 million followers. You have 22 million followers on Twitter. For you to use your platform to encourage our community to not protect themselves and save their lives, my God, sister, you could do better than that. You got that platform. It's a blessing. It's a blessing that you got that people listen to you, and they listen to you more than they listen to me. For you to use your platform to put people in the position of dying from a disease they don't have to die from. Oh my God, as a fan, as a hip hop fan, as somebody who was your fan, I'm so sad that you did that. Now
she had these two white dudes on the side of her when this was up, and they're nodding. Yes, get the vaccination, black people. We got something in there for you. See, I don't trust the vaccine. I got vaccinated, but I don't trust it. Did I like it? No, I didn't like it. Did I want to do it? No. But what's the alternative? So I chose the vaccine that the black lady participated in. Not that makes me feel any better, especially given the fact that a black woman precipitated and participated in the Tuskegee experiment. They called her Mrs. Somebody's Little Boys. There was a movie out. about Tuskegee, and it was Miss Somebody's little boys, Mrs. Somebody's boys, and it was horrible what this woman did. Black woman betrayed these black men. Miss Tuskegee. See here, Tuskegee experiment. But this is something, man. This, the Tuskegee experiment didn't end until Miss Evers' boys. Miss Evers' boys. That's what it was. And they have it out there in the movie. Lawrence Fishburne was in it. Allie Wilford was in it, where they didn't treat black men to see what syphilis did to them. Joy trying to talk ghetto, laughing out loud. I think she went to Harvard. Yeah, she went to Harvard. But I don't even know what talking hood means. It's just not in my blood. I'm at the end of the day, I am a Michigan man. I am a man of letters, and I'm a proud Michigan man. So when people say, well, Charles, you're an elitist, you damn right I'm an elitist. I tried hard to be an elitist. So Joy comes off, oh, Nicki Minaj, you have 22 million people. I have 2. Well, I'm surprised that you have 2. Who would listen to your dumb ass? But anyway, so then she comes back and she recants, and this is what she has to say. You guys have to listen to this, because this chick, she is if you're talking about a tool of white folks, a tool of white liberal, she does not like homosexuality. Please forgive. And she had to apologize. Oh, forgive me for my homosexual tweets, blah, blah, blah. Listen to this. Here we go. Come on.
Okay, so yesterday I had a spontaneous reaction to hip hop star Nicki Minaj tweeting about a friend of a cousin in Trinidad who allegedly had a negative reaction to a COVID vaccine that some folks pointed out sounded kind of like an STD. But I'm not a doctor, so I digress. Essentially, she made public her own vaccine deliberation, which, according to trusted friends, is a better way to describe vaccine hesitancy, which, by the way, is not the same thing as refusal. But by doing so, Nikki also used her social media platform and her 22 million Twitter followers to cast doubt on the vaccine to a heavily Black audience. Needless to say, both my comments and her series of infuriated responses went viral. Clearly, Nikki was not amused, but that's okay. I feel like every moment is a teachable moment. And this might be the one that illustrates on Twitter, in public, how hard it is for us to talk to each other on these two sides of the get the vax, don't get the vax aisle. There's a lot of frustration and anger among those of us who feel like we've been doing the right things to try to end this damn...
You're doing the right thing. Joy is nothing but a sycophant for the left. Sycophant. She's horrible. She's horrible. I remember she used to be on Saturday mornings. I hated her then, and I hated her rhetoric, and I certainly detest it now. So let's see what the Breakfast Club had to say, and Charlemagne the God.
Respect Joy Reid. She's the homie, but she missed a real moment to teach yesterday because Nikki never...
See, they respect Joy Reid. She's the home. Joy Reid doesn't say anything that's relevant to anything. She's dumb. All she does is parrot left-wing talking points. So whether it's MSNBC or CNN or New York Times or why, she just parrots what they write. That's all she does. There's no critical thinking there. There's no independent research there. There's no sitting down, going over the issues in the articles and coming up with your own conclusion. She just parrots what if we all get vaccinated, we'll end the... No, we won't end the pandemic. What about a natural immunity? It won't deal with it. We know Fauci's lying. The science doesn't support Fauci. Has she ever attacked Fauci? He said, well, Dr. Fauci, what about natural immunity? You keep saying that people who have, natural antibodies will still get the bullshit. Fauci needs to go to jail. I'll say that time and time again. Let's play this clip.
Don't take the vaccine. Now, she spoke on why she has vaccine hesitancy, but she also in the very next tweet said she will probably get vaccinated to go on tour. Like, Joy could have used that moment on our show to correct Nikki on whatever misinformation she put out, and she could have said Nicki Minaj is encouraging people to do their research about the vaccine. Nikki put up a poll asking what's the best vaccine. Nikki said Drake is vaccinated, and she's going to get vaccinated to go on tour. So if Drake is vaccinated and Nikki wants to get vaccinated, why aren't you? That's what Joy could have done.
You can't vaccination shame people though either. Like, you got to allow people to make it when they want to make their own decision. Like, this is something that's new. This is something that's we don't know about. Every other day, something changes. Something is different. We don't know about how this affects. Wear double mask. Wear triple mask. Don't wear a mask. You can go out. No, you can't go out. Nobody knows, and that's her decision and her choice.
Nicki Minaj responded to Joy Ann Reid. She said, "This is what happens when you're so thirsty to down another black woman by the request of the white man that you didn't bother to read all my tweets. My God, sister, do better. Imagine getting your dumbass on TV a minute after a tweet to spread a false narrative about a black woman." And then somebody said, Nick shouldn't even have to say or explain anything. It's literally in her tweets. All you got to do is read. It's that simple. She said, why would they bother to read when the lie is so juicy and...
Wow, she is not playing. Okay, people aren't playing. Dan Perkins just called, and I wondered what's going on here. Let's see here if we can pull Dan in. Hello, I am. What's going on? You are too. What's going on?
No, you called me.
Yeah, well, yeah, but that was a while ago before I went on the air. So I'll call you back. I'll call you back.
Okay.
All right. Man.
Okay.
Bye. Bye. Okay, that was the Dan. We were talking about Nikki. So, Nikki and Joy. Joy, like she said, she gave an emotional response. Yeah, and she got busted. They put her back in her place, called her, she had homophobic rants, this, that, and the other. I remember that. I mean, she spoke clearly how she honestly felt about homosexuality. Then I want to I've had an awakening about homosexuality. No, you got a paycheck. That's all that's about. They say Nikki would whoop that Joy butt. Nikki would whoop a butt, no question. I'd pay to see that. I bet you would. I bet you would. Love Nikki. I got it, Tom. I do too. Nikki's cool. Let's see. Okay, so we're sitting here, just checking out, the back and forth between Nikki Minaj and Joy. And Joy loses. In fact, Nikki called her out, and rightfully so. Joy's a hypocrite by any definition of hypocrite. Okay. Oh man. I hope that that this young lady is found. I hope that any of you people out there who have any information on this young lady who was in Utah with this young man, I hope she's found and she's safe. This young man will not discuss. They will not discuss the couple's relationship. Really? Like I said, her daddy is a better man than me, because I'd kidnap that dude and I'd waterboard him. Okay? He's a piece of work, I tell you. And he's got a lot of chutzpah to show up and not. Just hurts, man. I hope she's alive, though. I hope she's well. Those are my prayers. So let's we're over the Nicki Minaj and the Joy Reid scenario, which is quite a scenario. Let's go to Charlemagne the God, teachable moment. I think I want to play that. Well, where Charlemagne the God, he does the breakfast show, Breakfast Club, and he's very clear that we should have used this as a teachable moment instead of two black women or one black woman attacking another black woman for the sake of embarrassment.
I mean, it could have been a real teachable moment. Instead, it turned into the verses that we don't need. Like, I really hate how we live in this era where everything has to be a versus. Like Joy Ann Reid.
A versus? I want to just play this so you see what you're dealing with here in black media and black radio. These are the kind of people they put on the air.
And
it could have been a real teachable moment. Instead, it turned into the verses that.
The verses, meaning one group versus another group, or one person versus another. The verses. Okay, did you catch that?
We don't need. Like, I really hate how we live in this era where everything has to be a versus. Like Joy Ann Reid versus Nicki Minaj. Why? If you see someone might have some
do you think he might wanted to have said, why do we have to live in a world where we have all this adversarial conflict, confusion. Man, it is still raining down here. It's supposed to be rainy season, supposed to be over. Let's go.
Misinformation, school them. And when you have a platform, it can control a narrative, put the narrative out there that you want, because this could have been a moment to encourage folks to get the vaccine, because the biggest rapper in the world, Drake, is vaccinated. And Nikki said she wants to get vaccinated. Like, why not focus on that?
She then posted old.
She did say that. She did want to get vaccinated. Drake was vaccinated. And she also talked about how people need to get vaccinated and make up their mind. She didn't say don't get vaccinated. She just asked a question. She asked a question, and she talked about I think her cousin or friend of hers cousin or cousin's friend took the vaccine and he became impotent, and his girlfriend called off the wedding. So much for love. She loved something, and that was missing. And she said, "Hey, dude, if you ain't bringing that, then hey, I don't want to get married to you if you can't hit me with that every day, every night, a couple of times a week. But if you missing that, now we done."
Post from Joyanne Reid, and she said, "A lying homophobic coon. I guess I can join in the reindeer games too. People can go on TV and lie on me. I can report on them too, right? Doesn't have to be truth. It can be half truth." Uncle Tamiana asked, "Who on earth?"
Uncle Tamiana asked. Go on, Nick. And I'm surprised that this young lady could get that out. That was cool.
Would trust the U.S. FDA guys. And the post from Joyanne Reid said, "I mean, will anyone ever fully trust the CDC government again? And who on God's earth would trust a vaccine approved by the FDA? How do we get a vaccine distributed after this broken Trumpist nonsense has infected everything, even if Biden wins?"
And that's why you got to have more grace, because just some months ago, that's how she felt. And there's still some people who feel like that. So why not use these moments to teach instead of bash each other?
All right. Well, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your
Angela Yee and Charlemagne the God. How about that? Hey, but look, they made a point. I mean, Joy was, well, we can't, take this because it's Trump, and we need to work it out and figure it out. Even if Biden wins, we still can't really jump and take the vaccine because it was developed under Trump. That's what she said. And then she comes back, she's going to criticize Nikki for asking a question. Come on. Ebonics. Oh, that's funny. That is funny. Well, what can I say? Hey, look, we're going to sign off with Red State. Hey, you guys, be good. Loved you. Tune in tomorrow. We're going to have Lou Weisbeck's going to be with us. That's going to be a big treat. Today is Yom Kippur, a big Jewish holiday for those of you who are Jewish out there. And I'm converting myself. I'm going to convert to Judaism because I love dating Jewish women. They know their place, being good mommies, being good, but they talk so much. Oh my God, they just talk so much. Anyway, we're going to overlook that. Let's see here. It's 3:00. Actually, it's 3:01 on the East Coast. Central Time is 2:01. Mountain Time is 1:01, and Pacific Time it's 12:01. It's 12 noon out on the West Coast. Okay, and in Africa, it's 7 hours ahead. So there's like 10 o'clock at night over there. Okay. So look, we're going to spend a few more minutes here warming up. But remember, we need some Richard Pryor. Let's see. It tickled me when we're talking about General Milley. And General Milley, man, he's a trip. Do I think he should resign? No. And the reason I say that is because General Keenan, who was the deputy chief of staff of the Army, which is the second guy in charge of the Army, said these are routine calls. These are normal calls to make. And if that's the case, I'm all with it. And the thing about it is these calls have other people on them, like Vennerman, people like Vennerman who who said that President Trump didn't listen to me, and even though I never talked to President Trump, I never briefed President Trump personally. He needed to talk to me, and he wasn't following our direction. You're a staffer, dude. You're a lieutenant commander. You're not a general. You're not a secretary or assistant secretary. Nobody has to listen to you. You're a damn lieutenant. And they try to make this country, well, he has the Purple Heart. Well, a lot of people have Purple Hearts just because they got wounded. It doesn't look like, and he didn't get really wounded. He got a scratch. That's why nobody ever talks about the citation. Anyway, don't get me started. Don't get me started in here. Okay. Rand Paul, though, asked the question of the day, in my opinion, when he asked Bilkin.
It was an aid worker or an ISIS-K operative.
I can't speak to that, and I can't speak to that in this setting in any event.
It was an aid worker or an ISIS-K operative.
I can't speak to that, and I can't speak to that in this setting in any event.
So you don't know or won't tell us?
I don't know because we're reviewing it.
Well, see, you'd think you'd kind of know before you off somebody with a Predator drone, whether he's an aid worker or he's an ISIS-K. See, the thing is this isn't just you. It's been going on for administration after administration. The Obama administration droned hundreds and hundreds of people. And the thing is there is blowback to that. I mean, I don't know if it's true, but I see these pictures of these beautiful children that were killed in the attack. If that's true, and not propaganda, if that's true, guess what? Maybe you created hundreds or thousands of new potential terrorists from bombing the wrong people. So you got to know we can't sort of have an investigation after we kill people. We have an investigation before we kill people.
Oops. Does that make sense? We know who we're sending a drone after, who we're sending having a rocket attack on. Oh man. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. I mean, this is real. This is real, and this is real time. This is real time. So for those of you who missed the opening with Richard Pryor, we're going to play a little bit of the prison again.
At least I don't have to look at them anymore. I went to penitentiary. Gene Wilder, I did a movie. I went to, not me personally. I mean, I went to do a film in penitentiary. And I was up there 6 weeks, Arizona State Penitentiary. It was something. Oh, you're applauding for that? Arizona State Penitentiary, real popular. Oh man, it was strange because it's like 80% black people. And what's strange about that is that there are no black people in Arizona. I'm not lying, they bust motherfuckers in. And I was up there and I just looked at all the brothers and it made my heart ache. You know, it's all these beautiful black men in the joint. God damn, warriors should be out there helping the masses. And I felt that way. I was real naive, right? In 6 weeks I was up there, I talked to the brothers, you know, and I talked to them. Thank God we got penitentiaries. I asked them, I said, why did you kill everybody in the house? Because they was home. I mean, murderers. Did you hear me? Real live murderers. I thought black people killed people by accident. No, these motherfuckers was murderers. I met one brother, his name was J-Bo. Motherfucker lift weights, he was in charge of it. J-Bo, muscles every motherfucker. Where's my man? Muscle. He was doing a sentence, triple life. How in the fuck do you do triple life? I mean, if he die and come back, he got to go to penitentiary. Right? They say, fuck kindergarten, get your little ass back in the penitentiary, motherfucker. You know what you did last time you was in. And Gene Wilder loved to jump in the middle of the killers and start talking, hi guys, how you doing? I said, Gene, bring your ass out. What do you think they do to us if we were here, Rich? He said, fuck us. homosexual ain't got nothing to do with it. They don't fuck you because you like it. They just fuck you just to see that look on your face.
We need Richard Pryor. Rich, come back, baby. Come back. Come back. Oh, man, that boy, he was hilarious. God, I love some Richard Pryor. A lot of people love Rich. In fact, I remember my dad was telling this story. My dad was a great storyteller. And so Dad was telling this story. He said, my father's a very religious guy, very religious. Everybody who worked with him knew he was very religious, didn't smoke, didn't drink, and prayed a lot, prayed at work, just, straight up religious dude, right? So he says, one of his friends came over, white dude. He says, Ed, my dad's name Ed. He says, Ed, you have a great sense of humor. And, we laugh at a lot of different things. And, always, you're my friend. He said, my dad said, wait, get to the point. What you want to talk about? So the guy says, well, I was listening to this album and it's got a bad word in it. It's that N is crazy. My dad said, well, Negro? He said, no, the other one. Oh, okay. He said, I don't want to offend you though. I want you to listen to this tape. So Dad said, okay. So my dad takes the tape. These are 8 tracks, right? These guys, this is how long ago this was. These 8 tracks. Dad comes home, Dad's playing the 8-track, and he is cracking up. I said, Pops, what you listening to? Listen to Richard Pryor. I knew Richard Pryor. I never really listened to any of it. I had heard a joke here or there, but never really listened. My dad listening to this album, and we are crying, right? Because that album was the best. That N is crazy. And that was Richard's, I think, debut album. I don't know. I have to look it up. But I love some Richard Pryor. Let's see. Agree, secretary or not. Now, you said never too much Pryor. I can listen over and over, still laugh. I said, let's say, agree with Brenda. I've seen Sunset Strip performance dozens of times. Yeah, Sunset is cool. But a lot of his stuff is just over the top. So you have me laughing too out loud at work. Okay, good. He was loved by all, white, black, yellow, etc. His genius crossed racial, no question. What a great time with your dad. Yeah, it was a great time with my father. He was cool. But folks, you have to understand this and get ready for it. We are going to bring Richard Pryor back. We're going to channel him through Charles Butler. Wish I could get some of that money. That boy was rolling in dough. But standing up telling stories, man, he was rolling. Tell you who else does a good job and that's Paul Moody, who wrote a lot of Richard's material. So, excuse me. So anyway, it's been fun. It's been fun to hang out with you today. And remember out there, DOD and whoever else is launching drone strikes, identify whether or not it's an aid worker or a terrorist before you blow them up. Hello? Identify whether they're a aid worker or a terrorist. Now, you would think that these guys would say, well, Taliban, we're going to give you 20 minutes to get out of that equipment, out of those Apache helicopters, out of those Humvees, out of those M1A tanks, because we're getting ready to take them out. You got about 15 minutes now. We kind of jumped it up a little bit. Looks like we jumped up another 5 minutes. It's like you got 10 minutes and 45 seconds. Whoop, whoop, whoop. No. Biden's a coward. Biden's a chicken. He'd rather kill an aid worker and say, well, we're sending a message. This guy is the worst president we've ever had. Now, let me name the worst presidents for you in America. I ain't talking about no long time ago. I'm talking about right now. Joe Biden, Barack Obama, Jimmy Carter, worst presidents ever. stand by that. Hey, look, it's getting late. It's almost 12:15. We're going to cut the show. We're going to sign off. Thanks for tuning in, and enjoyed hanging out with you this evening. So let's have a little George Howard on the way out. Boom, 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 boom.